It is Olympic year, and the several swimmers have managed to achieve Olympic qualifying times. The National Aquatic Championships were held in Gqeberha this week. And to tell us more about what has been another stunning week of action, it is Swimming South Africa President Mr. Fritz, who joins us online. Good evening, President, from us on SABC, and thank you for speaking to us tonight.
Good evening to everybody in the studio and to the listeners tonight. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the show. It's wonderful to be here.
Great stuff. How would you describe the past few days of action?
Yeah, and I said it earlier on one of the shows that it is a very, very important year because it's Olympic, and the Paris showpiece is going to start off with aquatic sport, and it's a huge challenge for us here at the southern tip of Africa. Our South African swimmers has been preparing post-COVID, which we were slightly behind the rest of the world. But I was very happy. I was down in Port Elizabeth, saw some of our swimmers in action, and a very, very good national championships for us, Tabiso. And I am pretty pleased that the qualifiers up to now, the likes of Amy Canning, Peter Kutsi, Tatiana Schoenmaker, even Chad and Matthew Said swam very, very well. But most promising, and which augurs very, very well for South Africa, is the depth that we've seen. We've seen the young lions coming through in Ruud van Reenen, Jaden Eaton, Mila Drokopoulos is certainly a swimmer that we have to watch for the future. She really is on top of her game. And there is about 10 to 12 swimmers that have really excited me.
Yes, and you mentioned Matthew Said and Chad Leclerc. They had that deadlock, that dead hit there at the end there. But how important is it also for the senior swimmers also to still be competing at that level so they can inspire this young generation that you're talking about?
Yeah, and we've seen Chad Leclerc in particular playing that role at World Champs in December 2022 when we were down at Short Course Championships in Australia. We saw him playing a fantastic role. Even at World Champs in Doha now, it was really, really good to see him taking leadership. Swimming is a very, very tough sport. He's moving towards the latter part of, I call it the winter of his career. But if you've seen him at the championships now in Port Elizabeth, he's got a lot to offer, Matthew Said, of course, superstar for the future. Yeah. And for now, we're expecting a lot from Said, Peter Kutsia, Kaylin Corbett, and the likes of Emma and Jessica, Tatiana, and even Erin Gallagher is swimming the best swims of her life. I mean, she's improved on her African record. And we are very, very pleased that our swimmers have really at this championship produced the goods. The most exciting, of course, is the duo between Matt Said and Chad in 100 fly. You could see how exciting the crowd was getting, and that really has proved that swimming is in South Africa is a fantastic federation focused on ensuring that we compete internationally. Participation is not good enough for us. It's really about making sure that our elite swimmers can compete at the pinnacle of sport at the Olympics. And I'm confident that our swimmers will not disappoint the nation in terms of performing at the Olympics.
Yeah, and for those who didn't see that race, Matthew Said and Chad Leclerc touched the wall the same time exactly there. What an exciting one it was. But I remember, President, I was at the Rio Olympics in 2016, and the biggest concern was that there were not enough female swimmers in the pool, and we didn't have female swimmers in the pool. And I remember speaking to you, and you said, no, the next generation is coming. We must watch the next Olympics in Tokyo. And we saw the likes of Erin Gallagher, we saw Tatiana, we saw Kaylin Corbett also. And now they've been concerned that the boys are not coming through, but the Matthew Saids are coming now, and the other young boys that are coming through. Peter Kutsia, he talks to the work that is being done by Swimming South Africa here, that you're actually taking good care of these athletes, and there's always a succession plan.
Yeah, our cycle, our high-performance cycle works on 3 cycles, means 12 years. We can identify junior, elite, and junior swimmers that would become the next champions. And you're 100% right. Our female swimmer has come of age. Women's swimming is really good. It's, in my opinion, slightly above men's swimming. But you can see the boys are coming through. If you look at the juniors that came through at this championships, our girls are going to have a run for their money over the next 2 to 3 years. There's lots of junior championships coming up. And really for post-Paris, you're going to see some fantastic swimmers coming through. Really. And I'm highly impressed with what I've seen. Our coaches are really doing a fantastic job. Our system, our high-performance system is working. Only thing that's short of that in the system is, of course, funding for these athletes. But it's a discussion, I suppose, for another day.
Yes, but also the issue of representation, though, has also been a thorny matter. Are you seeing progress when it comes to representation in the pool?
Yes, definitely. I'm seeing. The 50 fly was won by Jaden Eaton, a coloured swimmer from Joburg, and we have a breaststroker from Cape Town who trains in America. Fantastic. But what you really want to see is at the level below this, the African black swimmers are coming through. For us, it's maintaining a system that can provide an environment for them that's conducive to high performance, parental support, money behind them. But even more exciting in terms of aquatic sport is the black divers that we have. I mean, they are bordering on, we had 2 of them participating in the World Championships. They are bordering on qualifying. We have one qualifier at Doha in terms of a 9th place diving. Now that's unheard of in South Africa. She's really doing well, and I am pretty pleased that our black aquatic athletes are coming through really, and we're working very, very hard to ensure that transformation in our sport is taking place. The sport does require a lot of funding in terms of transformation, but equally important is that we have to get facilities, and facilities, we can't swim without facilities. Obviously, and it's important that government and municipalities in particular take note that we have to maintain swimming pools, we have to build facilities, we have to build integrated sports facilities so that we remain a nation that strives for to be a winning nation, not only in swimming but in all codes of sport. We've seen what our rugby boys has done. We're very, very proud, and all indications are that they will win the next World Cup. And that's what we want to have in South Africa, and particularly in our sport. We want to be consistent, but we can only be consistent with facilities.
And I think that's a critical point that you make, because you cannot do it alone, assuming South Africa, like you're saying, that to create the depth, you need these facilities, you need these swimming pools in the townships, in the schools also. Have there been talks, though, with those that can assist you in the municipalities and in government? Do you get a feeling that they're on board and they understand that they need to work with Swimming South Africa here, especially also with the issue of funding that you've mentioned?
We have a fantastic relationship with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. We have a really top-class relationship with the Lotteries Commission, and we thank the Lotteries Commission for the support that they've given us. We're building a high-performance center down in the Western Cape in Franschhoek, and similarly, our dream is to have 5 of these centers in the country, so we will continue talking to those that make a difference. But the most important thing for us is our engagement with the corporate world to assist in ensuring that we have consistent supply of athletes at elite level that can perform on the world stage. So funding is really important for us. But as I said, facilities and the municipalities, we had our junior level competitions in Cape Town, George, East London, Durban, and the participation of swimmers and particularly black athletes is just phenomenal to see. And we at Swimming South Africa and the Board of Swimming South Africa is hard at work to ensure that the numbers don't only increase, but the quality increase. Because if you look at the African Games that just passed, our top swimmers didn't go there, but the performance of the athletes was really good. I mean, if you look at the 49 medals that we've brought home, but all regional competitions are used as developmental for the big stage in terms of World Aquatics Championships and also, of course, the Olympic Games.
Talking about the Olympic Games and the Paralympic Games that are coming up later this year, we always know swimming, the federation always brings us back medals from the Games. Are you setting yourself a target now for these Games that are coming up in Paris? What are your expectations, President?
Look, my biggest fear of school, of course, is a fear of failure, because I am an A-type personality. But I really can't make a prediction in terms of medals at this stage, because the world of swimming is moving so fast. Tatiana has got the best time in the world.
Yeah.
But you know, the other nations haven't had their national championship, so we're keeping a close eye on that. But I have a dream, and my dream is certainly that our athletes come back with silverware, because that's what's going to excite the nation, and I'm sure that they will push their best, and we have created the environment for them to ensure that they can produce the goods. It is now preparation mentally. The physical side you've seen, it's the mental preparation. Of course, from there they will go into camp with Team Seskok, Team South Africa, and that mental preparation will continue in camp. Our coaches are really geared to ensure that we are absolutely focused on producing the goods, and hopefully that cabinet that Swimming South Africa's office will have more silverware.
As usual. Thank you, President, for joining us here on SABC Sports Live. It's been a pleasure talking to you as always.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Swimming South Africa President Fritz giving us a roundup of what happened at the National Aquatic Champs that were held in Newton Park in Gqeberha. And if you see a new name on the podium in Paris, which is Tatiana Smith, don't be surprised, because Tatiana Schoonmaker recently got married, so she has changed her surname and she is now Tatiana Smith. And we wish her all the best of luck on and even outside the pool.